Infinity Train continues with episode 2, The Family Tree Car. I really enjoyed this one. This episode does a very good job at quickly developing a personality for Jesse and starting a dynamic between him and MT. It also gives us a pretty creative setting that gave me strong Over the Garden Wall and Gravity Falls vibes. I think it's sort of weird that the tree is mostly used as a set piece, like they don't really take full advantage of it or solve the conflict between the families or anything. But there's only so much you can do in 11 minutes. What they did do was put a lot of focus on Jesse, and I'm really starting to like him. The sort of frustrated dynamic between him and MT is already really fun to watch. And to me, it's more interesting than the straightforward friendship we had in the first season. There's just no better trope than a grouchy character becoming slightly less grouchy because of a nice person. And when I went back through this episode to grab screenshots, I actually noticed something interesting. When Jesse is talking to the two families trying to solve their problem, you can see the number on his hand go up from 32 to 33. He says something like, "Well, I don't want anyone to get mad at me," and avoids sharing his opinion on the family conflict. Then very soon after, when he talks to MT and says, "Trying to make everyone happy didn't work out," his number goes back down to 32. From this subtle change in just his whole personality in this episode, I would guess he ended up on the train because he's too nice. He never accepts the fact that people don't want to accept him. He never wants to say anything that would lead to people not liking him, so he's never true to himself. Think about the way he almost brags about how he's friends with every group of kids at school, and the way he could just not leave MT alone. Of course, MT eventually accepts him for genuine reasons, but to be friends with everyone at school, he probably just didn't leave them alone and pretended to fit in with what they do. Like the eraser shavings kids. It's not an ego problem, like he's not really an egomaniac. He just wants to be everyone's friend, but you can't really do that without pretending to be somebody you're not. So he needs to just be himself more and stop trying to get everybody to like him. Well, that's my theory anyways. I'm interested to see what other sorts of scenarios these characters fall into, so they'll reveal more hints about his personality. I hope unlike the other season, they stay on the train and don't give us a bunch of blatant flashbacks about Jesse. It would be more fun to figure out the backstory ourselves rather than just very quickly being shown it. That's what I took out the most from this episode. And by the ending, I wonder if there's going to be a romance between MT and Jesse. It's hard not to assume that because it's a boy and a girl in a dangerous situation becoming friends, so it's a cliche, and I hope that they don't go that direction and they just stay friends by the end, but we'll see. Overall, this episode had a neat setting, nice character dynamics, good comedy, and interesting hints. What did you think about this episode? And why do you think Jesse ended up on the train? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to know when I post a new video. Also consider supporting me on Patreon for just $2 a month to get some cool bonuses. Thanks for watching. And super special thanks to my Patreon supporters.